Real quick, I want to talk about the importance of self-acceptance. Basically, not hating yourself, not hating what God gave you and blessed you with, right? And so many people out there, especially these days, are just not happy with who they are, right? I recently had one of my former wingmen who was so good at winging. He was such a talented wingman, such a talented pickup artist, totally went black pill on me, right? I don't even know why. Even my other wingman that we used to hang out with, we're just kind of shocked. We're like, why? This dude, he wasn't bad looking. He was almost like 6 feet tall. He was doing well with the ladies. We're going to the best clubs in LA. He was striking up conversations with girls, opening them, getting them laughing, and everything else. And all of a sudden, he just decided, like, nope, all about looks, man. All about looks. I want to do my nose. I got to do my jaw. I got to, my hair's thinning out. I got to do something about my hair. And, all of a sudden, every little thing was just, he became self-obsessed, right? He just became so self-obsessed and just almost angry at the fact that he didn't look like a Giga Chad. And I was like, dude, none of us look like Giga Chads, man. And I even have a buddy of mine who is a male model. I have a few buddies who are male models, right? Tall guys, 6'4", jacked, abs, everything, right? Everything. Even these guys are like, man, I wish, I wish this was like a little thinner and I feel like my cheeks are chubby. I'm like, dude, you're jacked. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? And it hurts me to see that, right? It hurts me to see guys. I even had some dude do a troll video. No, it wasn't a troll video. It was like, oh, look at M, pickup artist, man. 3 in looks. Like, dude, really? 3 in looks? Give me a break. Really? At my age, dude, 3 in looks? And yeah, by the way, even if you do think that, I've done well. So if a 3 in looks guy could get the women I have in the past, and many of my students, right? Then you should too. But regardless, many of these guys they're not even bad looking guys, right? And they hate themselves. They hate the way they look. It's so sad when guys do this, right? Because they start acting like women, because nowhere is this more prevalent than it is like self-hatred and lack of self-acceptance is with women, right? You see so many, it's just so sad, man. You see so many women like in their early 20s, right? Even their teens, like doing plastic surgery. It's sickening, right? I was just at the grocery store. I was at a Vons. When was it? Yesterday, right? I was at Vons yesterday. I was at the checkout and I look up and there's this girl who's got to be in high school. This chick is a high school teenager. She's got the fake lips. She's got collagen. She's got, I don't know what else. Something else looked weird about her face too. And I was just like, just sad. I was just in there by my drink and I kind of wish I didn't at that point because I thought about it after. I'm like, that is just so sad, right? I literally felt bad for her that she's that insecure. She has that low self-esteem that the way she needs to get feel good about herself is to screw up her face. Because that stuff really screws up your face, guys. Okay? Like once you start injecting your face, you women too, if you're paying attention. Once you start injecting your face with all that stuff, you just start looking like the Terminator, right? I used to talk about my ex from 2006. That chick was beautiful. I'm pissed at that chick, she cheated and everything, but I will have to call a spade, man. When we were dating back then, she was just one of the most naturally beautiful women that I had ever dated, right? I was just so in love with this chick. The fact that she was just so naturally blessed to be that just naturally beautiful, just very symmetrical face, green eyes, brunette hair, and I usually go for blondes, but I fell for this brunette with green eyes because she was just so naturally beautiful. But the thing about her, and really the reason why she ended up cheating, was she has a low self-esteem, right? She had low self-esteem, and as much as she was narcissistic in a way where she loved herself, she also hated herself, right? It's there was a lack of self-acceptance, and fast forward, I think I saw her profile like a few years ago, and a few friends sent it to me, like that we're part of the same social circle. Some guys that I'm still friends with, they were like, "Oh, did you see what happened to?" I can't mention her name. Did you see what happened to your ex? I'm like, what? And then one dude like sent me a couple of photos, and I'm like, I was, yeah, I almost have like PTSD from seeing that. I was like, wow, I didn't want to see that, right? As much as I bagged on her, I'm like, I didn't want to see that. I just wanted to remember like how I remembered her face. But now I'm like, I see that chick, I remember I saw those photos immediately. The first thought that ran through my mind was Cyberdyne Systems Model 101, right? Terminator, son. Looked like the Terminator. You know who else did this to their face recently? Was Madonna. Madonna she's like 60 something years old, right? She did like some crazy surgery on her face. And who does she look like? She doesn't really look as exactly like the Terminator. She looks like Murphy, RoboCop. She's looking like RoboCop, right? I always tell these girls, man, and now I'm telling dudes too. Sadly, I have to tell guys this. Dude, just age gracefully and as naturally as possible. Have a good diet, get enough sleep at night, take care of yourself, and just age the best that you can. Hey man, we're all gonna get old. Sorry son, I'm not getting any younger. Look at me, becoming an old man, man. But you know, even at me, like closing in on 50 here, no gray hair. A lot of people don't believe that this is my natural hair. It is. When I shoot in the sunlight, you can kind of see some of these grays, right? I have a few of them, not many, but I do have grays here. That's not possible to dye your hair and then still have grays, guys. You just don't. It would dye it all, but it's not. I do have grays here, and you know, but fortunately, never had a problem with balding in my family. I've always said, like, my dad did not get gray hairs until his 60s, right? It just, I don't know, we'd have good genes in my family. You know, my mom, also, same thing, right? Just, you know, I think I just credit, like, just not stressing so much and, you know, trying to have a good diet and trying to get good sleep and trying to do that self-care. But most of all, self-acceptance, man. You know, I don't look perfect, obviously, right? I'm a 3, man. Obviously, I don't look perfect. And neither do you. Neither do my model buddies' friends. But you know what? There's that self-acceptance where you go, hey, you know what? So what? I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm sorry, man. You're not 6 feet. I'm not 6 feet tall, right? A lot of guys always ask, how tall are you? I'm not 6 feet tall, man. I'm like 5'10" and a half, right? With shoes on, maybe 5'11". I have to get that extra inch. I'm not tall at all, man. You know, and, but you know what? I accept myself. Right? I just try to do the best I can. I try to work out when I can. I try to eat healthy as much as I can. Right? Yeah, I sneak in not a burrito, but I sneak in some nachos every time, you know, every once in a while. I don't really care for burritos. I'd rather have nachos, right? Sneak in the grande nachos every once in a while with my girl. We split them so we don't both feel like pigs. I try to get my 8 hours sleep. I try not to stress. I just try to be thankful to God that I'm still alive. I got 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, eyesight. I'm in good health. My animals are still here. I love my animals. I had a good family. I have a good family. I'm happy for everybody. I mean, I'm blessed. I'm happy where I am in life, you know, and I'm grateful, right? But when you're not grateful and you just start like hating yourself and not accepting yourself, that is when, you know, you start to turn on yourself and you start to go, man, you know, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix that. I gotta like take steroids, whatever it is. You start doing things that are unnatural. And even if you are able to achieve those things, you're still insecure, right? I mean, the chicks who get all the plastic surgery, by the way, it's not like they all of a sudden feel confident. They're still insecure. It's just now that they have a mask, right? Now they can just mask it, but they're still insecure. They still have low self-esteem. They didn't fix that. So instead of spending all that money on surgery, what they should have done was spent it on some self-development, some help. Not therapists, by the way. Don't go to your therapist. Like, here's my credit card. Tell me what I want to hear. No, go read some books, man. You know, go to Barnes & Nobles. Go to the self-help section. Right? Try to learn what people, you know, what value you could give to other people that they would want. Like a man, for example. If you want to try to find yourself a man, You know, what do men want? Try to find out. Get past yourself. Like, oh, they want a woman who's feminine. You know, they want a woman who's aging naturally. I mean, even statistically, they've done studies on this, and you can Google this, that most people, I think it's as high as 90%, if not higher, when they see somebody who's done work to their face, got the lip fillers, the collagen, and all that other nonsense to their face, they frown upon those people. They look down on those people. They look at those people as if they are disingenuous, right? That means not real. That means fake. That means faker than a Chinese Rolex, as I would like to say. As I always say. It's not like, oh wow, you know, oh my gosh, she's got a fake boobs. She got the Brazilian butt. You see these chicks with what they call like the BBL. It's like it's funny because a lot of like fat obese chicks are getting this now too, where their like butt are sticking all the way out there and their stomachs all the way out here. It just looks so disproportionate, right? I mean, why? Funny though, my ex from 2006 did all of that. I think she did like the BBL. She did, at least from what I could see, she definitely did her boobs. She did the BBL. She did the lip injections. She did like the collagen. I'm like, wow, man, this chick looks like a cyborg, right? That beauty that I remember. I mean, it's just so sad, right? It's just so sad. And I'm not even surprised too, because her mom kind of went that way and did like a lot of plastic surgery back then. And I remember when we were dating, we ran into her mom at the mall. And she was embarrassed of her mom. I remember she was like, oh my gosh, there's my mom. And she was embarrassed. She was like thinking I was going to be turned off after I met her mom. And after I met her mom, I was a little like, wow, why did she do that to her face? Right? Because her mom was naturally pretty too. I was like, why'd you do that to her face? And then she was like, oh, you're not turned off by me now that my mom's like that, right? And I go, that's your mom's choice. But I go, you know what? Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that, right? I was telling her, I'm like, you're good. You don't have to do anything. Your face is just naturally beautiful. You're blessed. Don't do a thing. And she's like, yeah, I don't think I've ever do that. It's creepy. And then what she do? She ends up following in her mom's footsteps. Right? And that's a key sign too, by the way. If her mom has done that stuff, believe me, her daughter's going to do it too. Huge red flag. But this all just boils back to lack of self-acceptance, right? You have to stop hating yourself. Right? Especially these guys who are so obsessed over their height, man. So obsessed, right? And a lot of these guys will follow my channel and, you know, follow my work, and they're obsessed with how tall I am because they're not 6 feet. So I'm quick to tell them, hey, dude, I'm not 6 feet either. But you know what? I've done really well. And I like tall girls. I always go for taller girls, right? Most of my long-term relationships, even my first girl in high school, she was 5'9". College girl that I dated for a while, she was like 5'8". My current girl now, been with for 3 years, she's 5'7". Right? I've always liked dating taller girls. I like tall women. That's what I'm attracted to. That's what turns me on. I'm not really attracted to short women unless they're like super cute. There's like something really cute about them. It's fine, but I prefer taller women. Right? I'm not a tall guy. Right? I'm not over 6 feet. So I can't stand when guys use that excuse, like, dude, I'm only 5'8", 5'9". Ugh, nobody wants that. Yeah, well, it's like, well, if you put that in your head, then you know what? That's what you're going to project, right? As Henry Ford once said, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right, right? It's all about what's up here. What do you believe about yourself, right? I mean, hey, somebody did a review of me and like a dating coach, 3 in looks, man, 3 in looks. Like, okay, I'm a 3 in looks. I did ask myself, I'm like, okay, if I'm a 3 in looks, then what is a fat, obese guy that's balding and gross, would he be like a 2? How come we're only 1 point away, man? You know, look at my teeth, man. I got perfect teeth. Give me a break. I have braces. So yeah, that was so dishonest, by the way. That dude too, that clown, like took a video that was like 6 months or like 6 months or a year old. And it was, I saw the video because I was like, I remember that weekend. That weekend, I was like, I didn't sleep for almost 2 days. I had boot camp. I took students out that entire weekend. I was so dead tired. I think I was in Vegas. I closed and I took students out, and I was shooting content that Sunday night that I had to finish. I was so dead tired, right? But again, at the time where he made that video, he could have took a more recent video where I looked fresh, I took a shower, and I wasn't tired. But no, he went back. He had to go back 6 months to find a video where I was like looking like, all right, guys, welcome to the 33 Secrets. All right, we're gonna do this coaching video. I'm like dead tired. I'm like, all right, the guy like, now he's like reminding me of CNN, right? Fake news. But yeah, regardless, I don't care, right? You know why I don't care? It doesn't bother me because I look at my results. At the end of the day, man, it's always about your results. I look at the girls I've pulled in the past. I look at the girls that I've helped my students pull, the girls that my students have been able to marry. And yes, many of these guys have been under 6 feet tall, right? I don't have many students over 6 feet. I have a few, but most of my students are under 6 feet tall, have done phenomenally well, right? And usually the determining factor is what's up here, what's going through their mind, right? You are your own worst enemy. So if you think that you're too fat, your nose is too big, your ears are flop out, you know, you have thin lips, or you're balding or whatever, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it, then you're right. That's all you're gonna get, right? And you know, even for these guys who complain about like, oh my gosh, I'm not 6 feet, it's like, cry me a river, dude. What are you trying to date? You're trying to date a, you know, like a runway model? Who are you trying to date? Are you telling me you can't get a girl who's like maybe a 6? Maybe a 7 on your best day? That's just kind of cute. Right? Maybe she might be a few pounds overweight, but she's cute. She's got a pretty face. You can't get that? You can't even get that? Are you that much of a little bitch? Right? Are you that? Do you suck that bad? Are you telling me you suck that bad? You can't get a girl who's just even cute to like you? Then maybe it's not your looks. Maybe it's your freaking attitude, because that's what it comes back to. It always comes back to your attitude. Right? That's what it comes down to. You know where I learned that from? My football coach. He was like, attitude is everything. I played quarterback, right? I'm not 6 feet tall. Every single quarterback that I competed against was over 6 feet tall, right? 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". I think the tallest was like 6'6". I was never the starter until I usually took the starting job by the third game. Right? Just by some dumb luck, the other quarterback would go down, the second string would go down, and I would get a shot to go in there. Or they would give me some mop-up time at the end of the game, and I would get in there. And because I have a great arm, and I believe in myself, and I'm very accurate with my passes, I know where to put the ball, just in a few plays, I'm able to go, hey, I'm able to move the ball. And the coaches go, hey, this guy can friggin' move the ball. Let's give him a little more run time and see what he could do. And usually by the third game, not beyond the third game, I would take the starting job, right? The undersized quarterback. I mean, it was offensive sometimes because I'd get to like the game and some people would mistake me for the kicker. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not the kicker, dude. I'm the quarterback, bro. The quarterback, you know? Are you sure you're not the kicker? I'm like, no, I can't kick a ball for, you know, my life depended on it, man. But I could throw the ball. I could throw the ball, man, and I'll put it right there where it needs to be. Right? I could hit the receiver on the run. I could fire the football. They used to call me the rifle arm, right? Because I could rifle that ball in there where it needs to be. And I don't throw those INTs either, but I would usually take the job by the third game, you know. And they had this saying too. It's like when you're over 6 feet tall, you have to prove that you can't play. So if you're over 6 feet tall as a quarterback, you have to prove that you can't play. But when you're under 6 feet tall, you have to prove that you can play. Big difference, right? Big difference. But I was always take the starting job. These guys were always shocked when I would take it from them because I'd always get to like the first day of practice and be like, dude, you play quarterback? I'm like, oh yeah. I would just let it go. They would have a lot of ego. Like, okay, haha, this guy's going to be like the 5th string, right? Last on the depth chart. And then, like I said, by the third game, boom. They're out there, they're on the sidelines wearing the baseball cap and they got the clipboard and they're calling in the play. They never see their job again. And many of those guys transferred to other schools because they're like, I can't outcompete this dude. All right, but my height, I don't think about it. Just like when I did pickup in game For the last 3 decades, man, I don't go into these venues and go, oh my gosh, my height. I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm only 5'10" and a half, son of a bitch. You know, no, I just go out there and I do my thing. I do the best I can. And that is the best advice I have for everyone, no matter what your situation is. If you're not tall enough, if you're not good looking enough, if you're losing your hair, if you're aging, do the best you can with what God gave you. Be thankful for what God gave you. Be thankful that you are not in a wheelchair. Okay? And if you are in a wheelchair, be thankful that you have your hearing, that you have your eyesight, right? You always have something to be thankful for, right? That's where it starts. That is where self-acceptance starts, is with you being thankful for what you were given. Okay? Stop hating yourself. Stop being so entitled, like, oh, you know, I need to look like, you know, this male model that I saw in the catalog, this Ralph Lauren model. I am friends with a Ralph Lauren model. I mean, even that guy is like, oh man, I wish my forehead was just a little more curved like this. I'm like, dude, you know, no homo. Dude, you have girls checking you out left and right. Give me a break with that. Right? It just goes back to you being thankful for what you have, right? And then doing the best you can with what you have, instead of spending your life bitching about what you don't have, or creating YouTube videos about, oh my God, look at this dating coach. Oh, you see, it just proves my point. It's all about your looks and you have to look like a male model. It's like, dude, okay, you don't look like a male model. I don't look like a male model either. I'm definitely not over 6 feet tall. Well, you know what? I got to do with what I have, right? I got to do the best I can with what I have. And you know what? I have. And I've dated drop-dead gorgeous women. I'm dating a gorgeous woman right now. I've dated 8s, I've dated 9s, I've dated 10s. I've taught thousands of students all around the world how to do that. I came from being a broke-ass dude to becoming a very financially successful dude. And many of my students have become the same as well, not only in their dating relationships, but in their finances, just taking my advice, which is simply do the best you can and stop bitching about what you can't do and start making things happen with what you can do. Stop being a loser. With that said, drop your comments below, guys. Let me know if I missed anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share. Please drop them in the comments below. Always love to see you guys in my comments. Always love to read them, so drop those comments below. And for you guys who want to support my work and everything I'm doing here and all this education and red pill enlightenment I'm teaching you, hardcore truths about life without filtering myself at the risk of being canceled, right? Because a lot of what I talk about is not politically correct, but it's true. It's based on reality. It's based on observational reality. Best way to support my work is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform away from YouTube, and I'm doing that to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut us down one day. They won't be able to because we'll be on this private platform that I'm paying for, right? And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. So take advantage of it. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first 30 days. So take advantage of it, guys. It's the best way to support my work, and I would greatly appreciate it. So click the link below. It will take you over my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.